welcome to our Thursday edition of Detroit in Black and White. I'm Adolph Mongo, and we're here at Ramsey's in lovely downtown Trenton. Alan Lango, co-founder of Deadline Detroit. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. And Jim Nardoni, yeah, this is your territory down here, right around the corner. You was calling the shots, huh?
Yeah,
at
one time.
Okay. Well, we got the Wayne County Sheriff with us again, Raphael Washington.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling good.
Man, why you want to do this stuff, man? You know, they throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you, and here you are. I see you out and about. You recruiting. You doing a lot of things, and plus, you're moving into a new facility.
Yes. So I Adolph, I still want to do this because actually the noise, it's not reason, but the noise that you're talking about, it's just a couple of people, man. The citizens of Wayne County want me to be here. They are they elected me, right? I want to be here because it's all I ever wanted to do is serve people and protect people. And this is what I get to do in law enforcement. As growing up through law enforcement and since 1983 to this point, I've done that every single day of my life. That's why I want to do it, because I want to continue to do it, because I still want to continue to serve the people.
So how do you deal with some of the BS that people throw at you? You know, you got thick skin and stuff, but you know, when you got a family and stuff, and you know, especially people that got little kids or whatever, school-age kids, you know, it can be traumatic, man. People making fun of your old man or your mother or whatever. You know how that game goes.
And those things, unfortunately, has happened in the past. But again, it doesn't resonate. People understand that the people who vote understand that the foolishness that comes with politics, which I always say, I'm not a politician, I'm a public servant, two different things in my world. And so because I'm a public servant, I let that stuff go, don't get into the fray of it, stay high when people go low, and that resonates with the people. My mom used to tell me, don't ever be out here arguing with people because they won't know who the fool is, you or the other people.
I wouldn't know how to do that because when I guess Michelle Obama said, they go low, she go high.
Yeah.
I say dig a ditch and let them fall deep down into wherever they're gonna fall into.
You know, sometimes you have that thought, but again, you have to rise above it because that's what people want to see. They don't want to see their sheriff out here arguing and acting a fool with other people. That's not who I am. It's not what I do. And the people said, because they came from me in 22 with everything they had. And the people said, the ones that came for me, they came in last place out of 3 people. Because the people said that we don't want to hear that foolishness. Talk about your platform. Talk about what you can do. If you're a challenger, if you're running for the same seat, if not, but guess what? I found out a lot of people who make a lot of noise, they're not even running for anything. They're just out there making noise. You certainly can't pay any attention to them.
Yeah. How do you lead the sheriff's office and try and run a campaign all at the same time? It seems like it's kind of overwhelming.
It is. It's not overwhelming. It's challenging, but you surround yourself with good people to help you run the sheriff's office. You follow me? Because you do have to come out after hours, after work days and campaign and still let the community groups know what you're doing and how you're doing it and why you want to remain in the position. You have to do, my nights are long. I start doing email checks and emailing my staff at 12 o'clock at night because I'm out in the street working, right? And I don't want them to respond, but they do anyway. But nevertheless, it's a lot, but I'm built for this. It's all I ever wanted to do in my life as a career was be a law enforcement officer. And that's
Ray, I've got a question for you.
Yes,
how you're in a political position, obviously it's an elected position. What do you do about your staff? Do you sense that are there some people on the staff who are not going to vote for you, and how does that impact operations? Does that cause any tensions?
Yeah, so I don't know that there's not anyone on my staff is not going to vote for me.
Okay, I'm not suggesting there is, but I assume
I would hope that they would.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're working with me every day. I'm putting my trust and confidence in those who are on my staff to make sure that we do things the right way. So, you know, I don't get bogged down into that. Now, if they tell me that or they really show me that, then we make decisions. But I haven't gotten to that point because I'm laser focused on what we need to do as an organization, which is to treat the people in Wayne County the right way, to serve them, our resident population, to make sure we're taking care of them the right way. So I don't really get really down in the weeds of thinking about who's here and who's not. They will show themselves, and then we make decisions when that happens.
Let me ask you this. Tell us about some of the programs that's taking place within the sheriff's office, like the Scout program.
Sure.
What's that all about?
So our Scout program is Sheriff's Community Organized Urban Team. And what that is we go out into various communities in Wayne County, and we help them deal with quality of life issues. I tell you how that happens. Detroit Police Department, say for instance, big city, they have a lot of major crime going on. And so, and hopefully we're getting that on track as well with trying to eliminate some of that major crime. But then, nevertheless, they have to do the major crime work. And but people in Detroit and in communities in the city, they want their neighborhood sustained. They want the quality of life issues addressed. The drag racing and drifting that goes on in the community, the loitering that goes on in front of neighborhood stores, the abandoned vehicles on blocks on the street in various communities. Law-abiding citizens want those things addressed as well. And so we come in as the Wayne County Sheriff's Office once a month, twice a month actually, all over the county in various communities, and take our apparatus to those communities. Our Scout program, which is we take our motor units out to help slow down the traffic that we have agreements with some of those municipalities to do. We bring our dogs and our horses and our mobile command post, and we go out and let the community know that we're going to help with these quality of life issues, moving the loiterers around from in front of stores.
What cities do you really deal with? I know some cities in Wayne County have some big needs, and others don't. So name a couple of the cities.
So
that you really
we take our Scout program to Detroit. We take our Scout program to Inkster. We take it in the Hamtramck. We take it out to the Trent, not the Trenton area, but the Van Buren area. Those places that call on us to help them with those kind of issues. That's what we're doing. And let me say, some of the others that may not be calling for us to come out and deal with quality of life issues and help the community that way, they want us to come out with our reserve officers and our officers, the deputies, to help with traffic enforcement as it relates to things that they want to see, like their parades and the festivals that go on in the Canton area and Lincoln Park area and those places. They call on us to say, hey, can you bring your people out and help us with traffic so that we can have festivals and parades?
So, and this is what happened with the NFL draft. Now you coming up with are y'all going to be involved with the Techno Festival and the Grand Prix?
We're going to be involved with all of that. We definitely have to be involved because we in law enforcement, all agencies that I know of are short of manpower, and we can't do it. They can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We have to collaborate together to make sure that we're doing it the right way together, because we're stronger together, as I always say. And the only way to get these things done safely is that we come together, collaborate together as agencies, and get the job done.
Hey, Ray. Well, Ray.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. Then you, Jeff.
What was the role of the sheriff's department in the NFL draft? Did you have a particular role that you guys played during that?
Well, yeah, we all had the same role, was to be visible, to be out in the footprint of the draft and even outside of the footprint. Everywhere, the 700 or so 1,000 people that came, everywhere they went, they saw law enforcement in the area. and they told us every day we're out there, we thank you for being out here. We appreciate you being out here. We see everywhere we walk, we see law enforcement, and it makes us feel good because people came from all over the country. And, you know, they come with the thought and that the stigmatism that we've had in the past, you got to be careful. You got to be careful anywhere. But we showed the country that Detroit is on the map, that we did it together. We've got A+ ratings as how we conducted ourselves as law enforcement during this draft. I said we did it so nice, we should do it twice. You know? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you mentioned some great communities that have some challenges.
Mhm.
A little bit upriver, we have E-Course and River Rouge.
Sure.
Are you doing any work up there? Are you helping those guys up there?
We're in E-Course
Men and
and
women,
River
I should
Rouge.
say.
We took our scout program there last month when we opened it up. We were there first in E-Course and River Rouge because we understand the challenges. And Southwest Detroit, we were there first, and they were calling me because I give my phone number out to the community, and they were calling me while my staff was there with our scout program saying, we love to see you all out here. We love what you're doing. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I'm not even there. They said, no, we know, but your people are here with the scout program. They have a presence out here, and we're happy about it.
So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
You know, there's always a shortage of people power in these police agencies. How are you convincing folks out there that being a sheriff deputy
Mhm.
or a career in law enforcement is the way to go? How is
Sure.
recruiting coming?
So recruiting is coming along. We just started another class this past Monday. We're hoping to start another one. We have another one scheduled for June 11th, I believe, but we're probably going to get in there even a little quicker.
How many people are part of the class?
We've got 15 in this class we just started. We hope to have 20 in the next class. That's our kind of go-to number, and even more.
What is the youngest age?
18 years old.
What's the oldest?
You don't have an oldest one, so you qualify. Come on and join our agency.
Right.
So,
You know what I'm
Sheriff,
saying?
can you tell us a little bit about the
Sheriff Mongo.
evolution of a deputy when they have an opportunity to go through maybe correction school and then become certified at a later date? Can you
Sure.
tell us what the progression is in your agency if there's young people out watching or older people that want to
Sure.
join the agency?
So when young people come into our agency, they pass our jailers training class that we have, about an 8-week course, and that allows them to be qualified now to come work inside the jails. Through collective bargaining, they have to be in our jails for about 6 months, 6 to 9 months, something to that effect. And once they've done with that, we send them to our MCOs, which is our Michigan Law Enforcement Standards on Law Enforcement. And so we bring them there, and they go through that training, which is like a 4-month training. And now they're certified to carry a gun, have a certified badge. Although our training officer, our deputies who we send through jailers training, they have a badge as well. They are certified to work as deputies. It's just different levels. And so when you get to that MCOS level, you're able to do other things other than being in the jail. You're able to be outside, patrolling outside, and working in our mounted unit, and working in our SWAT teams, and working in our road patrol. You're able to do a lot of things outside of the jails and courts. You have to be MCOS certified to even be in the court. So we tell people to come in. There's things you can do in our agency and things that you can progress and do where you're not just working in the jail.
The department been criticized recently about you bringing in what is it? Other folks to the
Private
service,
security.
private security.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So let me make it very clear. I didn't bring in private security. All right, that I did not do that. I'm not against it because it was an issue of per the chief judge safety from her standpoint, and she's the chief judge. She gets to say that, and so she wanted to bring in private security to help the
chief judge is who?
Patricia Fazzari,
Okay.
Third Circuit Court, and we said after other union leaders who we even consulted with the UAWs and ASMEs Teamsters and these major unions said, listen, the chief judge wants to bring in private security. We want to support that. Do you all as a union have a problem with that? They said, absolutely not. It's a safety issue and it's temporary. And it's only for a year, if that, until we can get our manpower up. They said, we have no problem at all. You have to be about safety. And if your manpower is such, per the chief judge's position and her opinion, then we'll support it because we raised our hands to protect and serve, period. And that's what we do as law enforcement officers. And so that's how that came about. It's temporary. We're doing the work. They brought some in and some private security who, let me say this, who are highly trained in court security, highly trained all over the country. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing. And so, we're out there working together and they'll be gone and we'll be where we should be and we keep moving.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to complete that segment, and we're going to continue to talk about.
Without Project Clean Slate, there is no telling where I would be right now.
It gave him back his life, because once he got the felony, it seemed like life was over.
Being unemployed, being depressed, being a burden. Project Clean Slate helped wipe those things away. I can't say thank you enough. I am now able to work for a reputable airline. Detroit had my back, all because I live in Detroit.
Hi, I'm Eric Sabri, your Wayne County Treasurer. If you're living in the home of a deceased family member and you're facing property tax foreclosure, the probate process can be helpful to you. If you file a probate petition and notify our office, the foreclosure proceedings will be halted during the probate process. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Okay, welcome back. We're here with Sheriff Raphael Washington, Wayne County.
Sure.
Telling us about some of the good things that's happening in the department.
Yes.
You had a question, Jeff.
You mentioned that the private people are that are working in the courts are well trained. Who holds them accountable? Does your staff work?
So yes, we still have supervision staff and some staff still in the buildings as well, work together. We train them how we do it here in Wayne County. They're not just out there by themselves. We're out there with them. We're in there with them to make sure things are going the right way.
So you still have people in the court
Absolutely.
in the courts
Yes.
that are kind of
The ones that have private security, we still have deputies as well as supervision in those courts.
Okay, how do, if someone wants to work on your campaign, how do they get in touch with you?
Sure, you simply can go to www.sheriffwashington.com and the website will come up, everything that you need to know about what we're doing during the campaign, how you can be a part of the campaign, how you can volunteer, how you can donate. All of those things are right there at www.sheriffwashington.com. And we ask you to please come be a part of our campaign.
Well, you came here, you didn't come by yourself. So who
No.
did you bring here?
So
today?
I brought my chief of courts and jails, Chief Robert Dunlap here. And I brought our captain, Rachel Davis, who is in charge of the new jail project. She is one of the ones who's making this happen. And I'm happy that they're here. She does a fantastic job. Chief Dunlap does a fantastic job with running our courts and our jails. People criticize and people have their own thoughts and things, but I promise you, tell them, okay, I'm gonna get this to you to do it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Right. Because it's a lot of work and you got to be of the mindset to be able to, this is what I want to do and I want to get it done. And that's what they're doing.
Okay.
Hey, Ray.
Go ahead. One more question.
I got a question.
Yes.
The county jail has been not in the best of shape under the old county jail, where even the federal courts refuse to put their inmates in there.
Sure.
How much is it going to improve in the new place? And are federal inmates going to be detained there pending trial?
Sure. The federal Judge Cox and and his staff have come by and they've watched. They look at the new facility. We don't make any bones or hide any thing from the public that these jails that we are. I'm the first one to say it. Are old, antiquated, break down. They break down every day kind of jails. We can't wait to get out of there. It's time. And so the new jail is going to be such that it's going to be so nice. Alan, I walk the halls and talk to the resident population. I tell them it's going to be so nice. I don't want them thinking they're going to stay there now, but we still want them in and out. It's going to be so nice that the people, the community, the family members who know that their family members are in these old jails, they're going to be happy about it as well. We just want to be able to serve people with the dignity and the quality care that they deserve. And so we're going to be in that position, and we're looking forward to it.
What kind of facilities are there going to be
We're
besides? Go ahead.
going to bring up Chief Dunlap and Captain Davis.
Come on, team.
We'll continue this conversation. You go ahead, Alan.
I was going to say, what kind of, are there going to be any more new amenities, any new facilities that will, exercise places, or what's going to change?
Yeah, it's going to be programming, additional programming that's coming in. The amenities are going to be very nice. State of the art equipment to be able to treat our resident population the right way. And so we're just excited about it. I'm telling you.
When you talk about new, what are we talking about?
Just exercise equipment, things that they need to keep themselves occupied, programming that we currently have with additional programming. And I've got my staff here. Robert Dunlap is my chief of courts and jails. He could talk to you more about that. I tell you all the time, Alan, and anybody want to know, it's up to me to know what the cake's supposed to taste like. They got to know all the ingredients of it.
They cooking it, huh?
So they cooking it. So I do want them to jump in and get down in the weeds of those things.
Chief, this move, how long?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say how humbly grateful I am to the sheriff for allowing me to continue to serve in this position. He certainly could have picked anybody to do it, but he allowed me to stay. And I think it was indicative of his commitment and his promise that he made. He says, look, working together works. And our goal is to return people back to the community better than the way they came. And so that's what's really unique about also this new jail. Already under the sheriff, we have just last week on May 7th, kicked off the first of its kind project in the state of Michigan. We're the first jail to kick off a job training program in the jails. We started out with a cohort of 15 individuals who are receiving job training skills through a grant made possible by the Department of Labor with Detroit at Work, Sir Metro, and the goal is to service over 400 inmates over the next 2 years. And so they will receive job readiness skills, and when they leave the jail, be paired with an employer and a career coach that will follow them for an additional year to make sure that they have assistance navigating the hurdles and obstacles that individuals often face when they leave the jail. So I think that, number one, is one of the greatest things. We'll let Captain Davis talk more about the design and some of the things that we're doing internally to make the jail, the new jail, a better environment than the old.
And right before she starts, just remember what he said. Making sure that those that come in, that they leave out in a better condition than they came.
Well, you can't beat that. You go in unemployed and a criminal and come out, you got something to work towards, a goal, work, money in your pocket.
Yes.
And no question, Captain Davis.
Okay, what would you like to know?
Listen, we want to know when we're gonna have that grand opening of this new jail.
Like the sheriff said, we are on schedule. Of course, there's no date that's going to be, put out there. We're going to keep the public safety in mind for both, the staff, the people that we have that we're responsible for, and the general public. But it's on schedule, and it'll be, this summer.
How long you been with Wayne County?
Oh, Now you're.
Yeah, you got these bars. You
got
know
the
what?
bars.
You didn't get them yesterday.
Yeah, I gave her
Bars.
those bars.
He
as
did.
well.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yes,
The
I
sheriff
did.
gave me the bars. I've been with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office for 22 years. So those jailers training academies that we're talking about, I sat through one of those 22 years ago.
How do we get more women involved, especially in Wayne County, in law enforcement?
You know, that's a very interesting question. One of the great things about the Wayne County Sheriff's Office is that there are a lot of women in positions of authority.
Yes.
There are some departments that have some struggles and some challenges with getting women into the field. Wayne County Sheriff's Office is not one of them. I've had the great fortune in this agency of coming up with other women too, that started from, you know, a basic jailer's training position. They're now commanders and deputy chiefs. So I count myself lucky that I do not work in a department that, you know, fails to see what women can bring to this field.
Well, you know what? It's great to see women in authority. You know, it used to be when it was kids, we always wanted to be a doctor, cop, all
Police,
that.
fire.
How do we get our young folks involved and saying, you know what, I'm going to go in law enforcement instead of, you know,
Sure.
especially in the Black community,
Sure.
we fear law enforcement as young folks.
I think certainly, you know, the thing about law enforcement is all of us up here, we realize that this job is bigger than us. It's not just about us. So when you asked the sheriff earlier, how do you do this? It is the benefit that you get out of seeing someone who struggled in life, but because of the one individual, you or someone else, that, you know, assisted them along the way and put them on a more positive trajectory. You really have to have a heart for this, especially to do it, what now, almost 44 years,
42 years.
like the
yes.
sheriff myself,
Yes.
going on 38 years.
Yes.
We all realize that, you know, there's nothing greater than being able to help an individual and help your community in a positive way. It, for me, and I'm sure for them as well, that's a greater reward than even the money. Now, don't get me wrong. I need to be paid for what I do, but it truly is a
Well,
great.
you're not going to be
That's
rich. We're not going to be millionaires in this.
Well, can you guys tell us what the pay is if somebody is interested? What's the starting pay and what can they earn?
Sure. So coming right into the agency as an 18-year-old or 20-year-old or 25, however you're coming in, it's right at about $50,000 as a flat rate. But if you come in now in the position that we're in, where we're going to ask you to work a little overtime, and those young people that come in, they want to work the overtime. It's, you know, sometimes we have to ask them, listen, we're going to need you to work overtime, but sometimes oftentimes they volunteer. They volunteer to work overtime because they understand the money that they get to make. They understand that this money will allow them to start their families, to be able to be independent, be able to get out of their parents' homes, and become the adults that we all want them to be. This job creates that for them. So it starts at about 50, but if you really do the work and decide you want to work a little overtime, I promise you're going to be at $60,000 your first year out into our agency.
How do you call a recruiter? How do I say I want to become a deputy? I want to become involved in Wayne County. How do I get
Sure. So they can simply go to www.sheriffconnect.com/join. That's www.sheriffconnect, all one word, www.sheriffconnect.com/join. And the application will come up, and they'll fill it out, and they'll hit send, and they're on their way to a career in law enforcement.
I want a speaker to come to my class in elementary school. How do I get you?
So call my phone number, 313-224-7491. My assistant will answer the phone. We'll get that to our recruiters, and we will be out there to look you in the eye and tell you how important it is for you to be the change as a young person that you want to see in law enforcement.
Sheriff, I don't live in Wayne County, but I still want to become part of your team.
We'll take you from Macomb County, Oakland County. We'll take you from Washington. We'll hire you. You don't have to live in Wayne County. You just need to be able to get to roll call on time. And as long as you can do that, we'll hire you.
Okay. You have any other questions, Alan? Jim?
So yeah, I do have a question. Curiosity. I've been fortunate not to have gone to jail as an inmate, but how safe is it for an inmate? I mean, we hear sometimes about sexual assaults and just violent assaults. How safe is it, and what are you doing to make it safer? I guess.
I'll let my chief of jails and courts answer that.
Well, let me say this. I believe our jail, when you look at the volume that we process, we prior to the pandemic were processing more than 28,000 individuals per year. And that number since the pandemic, I believe, is down more closer to about 22,000 per year. But that 22,000, those are unique individuals that make up roughly 120,000 bookings. And they've been to jail that many times. And given that, and you look at the number of incidents, thank God we've been pretty successful in quelling fights and injuries in our jail. Unfortunately, we have had some, but in terms of the volume, I would say we're probably maybe the safest jail in the state of Michigan when you look at the volume that we manage on a day-to-day basis. Could we do better? Absolutely. And that is one of the reasons why, the sheriff, the county executive, the county commission saw the need to make sure that this jail project that started in 2012 actually move forward and get done. And under this current executive and sheriff and commission, I'm happy to say that we're probably going to move in that jail in the next couple of months. And not only are we moving into a jail, we're moving into a criminal justice complex, which would consist of jails, courts, a juvenile detention facility, the clerk and the prosecutor's office, all under one roof. And why is that important? Because when you centralize the criminal justice process, hopefully you gain some efficiencies and reduce the length of stay. We know the longer that a person stays in jail, I don't care what jail, that's not a healthy environment. And so centralizing the criminal justice services in Wayne County, we believe are going to take us to that next level in terms of technology, safety, and improvement.
Well, we're gonna have
one last question.
Is it one last question?
Okay. Has there been an overcrowded? I know in the past there has been overcrowded issues. Are you dealing with overcrowdedness, or are you? Where are you?
Well, you know what? If you ask the parent that called me yesterday about her son who got arrested for the very, very first time, and she kind of acknowledged that he put himself in a situation that he shouldn't have, that parent would say, yep, the jail is overcrowded because my son is there. In terms of volume, I believe the population today in the Wayne County Jail is at 1186. And on electronic monitoring, roughly 1086. And so three could hold 2986, but certainly we don't have the staff and the resources, the spread.
What is the new one gonna hold?
The new one is going to hold
2,280.
Yes.
2280.
Yes.
2,280.
Yes.
With more technology, a better design where there's classrooms on every housing unit. This jail will be able to also subdivide individuals based on classification. And so what we like about it is we call it a hybrid of the current three jails. We have a direct supervision jail where inmates get to move about during the day without any bar separating them and a deputy. That's our jail division 3, which now is the juvenile detention facility, not under the sheriff.
Okay.
And we have the jail inmates in the 2 downtown jails where there are bars. One I call linear old Shawshank,
Very
the
old.
1929 jail, and then the 1984 jail, which is the modular indirect. The new jail is going to be a combination of the three.
Okay.
And Adolph, he did a
And
great
you
job.
got the last
Sure.
word.
I just want to say that as we talk to captain, I'm speaking something, I don't know. But now the captain, we talked about she talked about being in leadership and women in leadership in our agency. I think it's very important to understand that under my watch, we have 3 deputy chiefs. 2 of them are women. 2 of them are women in our agency out of 3. That means there's 1 male deputy chief. We have commanders in our agency. We have three commanders, I think, out of 5 commanders in our agency, 3 females. We talk about captains in our agency. We have, and I don't know and commander. I mean, you call it commander. Captain Davis.
Okay.
Captain Davis probably can tell you how many captains there are because she's a captain herself. But my point is, we rise females and ladies into positions in our agency under my watch because it was important that we had to do that because we want to be fair across the board with our leadership in our agency.
Well, you know what?
And Sheriff, if I can add, we truly have, and I know I'm a little biased, the absolute best female command officers in any jail in
I believe that.
the state of Michigan. And I interact on a regular basis with all of the jails. And certainly there's a reason why Captain Davis was selected to oversee this project that I was overseeing in 2012, knew very, very well there was no way possible that I can do my job as the chief and monitor the jail. And so with the sheriff's blessings, she was selected, placed on that project, and saw that project all the way through from when we were able to add the transition team. And she don't like me to say from the start because there's some things that had she been there at the start would have been different. But when she got there, things got 100% better. And I think everyone in the county, including the county exec's office, is grateful to have this captain.
Well, the sheriff keep calling her commander. That must be something.
Sometimes you speak things and not go to work.
Hey, thank you, Sheriff Washington.
Thank you so much.
Chief Dunlap, Captain Davis. We're gonna have to have you back again now when y'all make that move to that new facility.
Please.
And
even before then, if you need me, call.
No question.
I'll come bring you the truth.
And we're gonna see you down the road. August is right up on us.
Right up on us. Yes, sir.
And thank you for coming out here at Ramsey. Thank you, Teresa, Jim, Allen. See you Saturday.
Adolph, can